News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. In the Volta region, we are live on Jubilee FM and Sun City Radio in Keta. In the Western region, we are live on Radio Max in Takrady. Also in Wa, we are on Radio Wa. Also live on Facebook, you can watch us live and go digital on Spotify and the myjoyonline.com app. In this edition, scores of residents in Keta, Angloga and Agavaji in the Volta region in frantic effort to salvage their property after tidal waves battered their homes yet again. NADMO is meanwhile in a search for temporary shelter to house them.
We will go there and based on the information we'll be getting from our men, we will try our best and then give the affected victims a bit of relief.
In the Greater Accra and Western regions, tidal waves also battered some communities. We hear from city authorities who say a more permanent solution would take at least 3 months to be completed.
We putting up these two-bedroom houses on the island. We went there Saturday just to go and see how we can start the work. Then Sunday, unfortunately, this thing happened again.
Also in this afternoon's package, don't hold me responsible for decisions in Parliament. Speaker Alban Bagbin fights off criticisms following chaotic e-levy passage.
So sometimes they don't hold me responsible for decisions that are taken by the House when I'm not part of the decision-making process. I just decide. You understand?
We have details of that and how much have the COVID-19 and price stabilization and recovery levies accrued. We'll share exclusive details of this in the Finance Ministry's response to a Joy News RTI request. In sports,
work on the striking department of the Black Stars to make the team competitive in the FIFA World Cup. Former assistant coach Ibrahim Tanko tells the technical team. We have details in 20 minutes.
And drivers of ride-hailing services, including Uber, Bolt, amongst others, to strike over what they say is growing insecurity and high service charges for the action.
Tomorrow we are starting a 2 days national sit-down strike in Accra, Kumasi, Western region, Eastern region, and then Central region, respectively. The 25% or 20% respectively from Uber and Bolt is too much.
And later in the bulletin, topping the music chart in Ghana and Nigeria.
So anytime you pray, remember my name, remember you know a traveler. The name is Kweku the hustler. He's been far away just in Kuala Lumpur. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
And it makes inroads right here on the Midday News twice in less than a week. That's and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa. Apawu. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please stay for details. This afternoon, residents of communities in the Volta, Westing and Greater Accra regions are in frantic effort to retrieve their property swept away by tidal waves yesterday. Affected communities in the Volta region include Keta, Angloga and Agaveji, where victims were forced to sleep on mattresses along roads. A similar incident happened in the Ada East area in the Greater Accra region, and in the Western region, residents of Shama had to deal with a similar situation. We'll start off from the Volta region and then I'll take you to the Western region. Ivy Setoji is monitoring situation in the Volta region for us. She joins us on the line, but it looks like we'll have to start first with Inatalia Kwansa. Well, Ina, let me start with you before I head to the Volta region. Let's talk about the extent of damage in the area.
So we are talking about 80% of the community, Almo Beach, being washed away by the tidal wave. This has happened over the years. In 2017, they were badly hit, where 80% of the building was also washed away, which affected 838 residents. And today, to gradually, Emefa, the whole community is being lost every year to this tidal wave. And this is how bad the situation is. City authorities over the years have promised of relocating them. But I can't remember that there was an issue of land dispute where they were supposed to be relocated. So this is where the authorities within the Shama enclave find themselves. How to relocate them is now the situation.
But how about relief and support for these displaced residents?
Well, Emefa, they haven't received any none. The Shamar District Assembly, together with their MP, as we are speaking, they are about moving to the area. When we went there last year during the same incident, they had promised that they would send relief items. So some of these people whose buildings have been washed away had to move from the community or perch in people's room.
So that's my colleague Inatalia Kwanza reporting on the situation in the Western region. Let me bring in Ivy Setoji also. Ivy, so we know that these residents have been sleeping rough. They slept in the open last night. How are they coping today, and what's the latest situation?
Yeah, the residents, the affected residents, are actually trying to drive their team to and some of the things that were affected, or just by the roadside I can get dry. Now, most of these residents have been able to relocate to families and friends for the meantime while they wait for government to do something about their situation. The situation is bad in that now the street yesterday was submerged to the water. And according to the residents, if care is not taken, the whole place, that particular stretch of the road that is from Denu side to Keta, maybe cause of the cause of the issue. And so they want government to do something. Right now, the residents are displaced, and there is nothing they can do as of now, or only to wait for government to do something about their situation.
Well, but Ivy, let's talk about relief support amongst others. We know we've been hearing from the district chief executive, the MCE, amongst others on this particular issue. But let's talk about whether they've been receiving any relief support or items for that matter.
Well, for now, the MCE said he's trying his best to see if he can get something from the NADMO for the residents, especially mattresses, some food items. As well. I spoke with the regional director for NADMO as well, who that's Ivy Amoga, who said she's also in a meeting with her staff, management meeting, so they can get some relief items to them now as they wait for her bosses to do something about the situation. So yes, for now, the people are waiting on government to do something about the situation.
Right now, my men are on the ground, and currently they can't give me any specific number because the issue happened yesterday. And first of all, they must help people to safer places before any other things will be done. So right now, they are on the ground as we speak. Currently, we don't have any figures to give you, but hopefully, as within the day, we should be done with that. In Keti South, Agavedi, the sea intruded into the homes and then crossed the main road linking Keta to Apawu into the lagoon. So, so far, 85 households have been affected. That is what they have currently.
That's the Volta Regional NADMO Director there, Maupomo Meuga. Well, the MCE for Ketu South, Maxwell Lugudo, says it will take at least 3 months for shelters under construction to be completed.
Unexpectedly happened yesterday again. Yesterday, actually, it was a little bit serious, but this morning, everything is almost good now. It's a little bit bad, but not like last year's own. But actually, it's a natural disaster. We don't know what will happen again as soon as possible.
And how has the assembly been like? How has the assembly been attending to those who have been displaced in this situation? How have you handled that?
Yes, as of now, we, in collaboration with the NADMO, we're trying to get a temporary tent for people who are displaced. But in middle term, we're putting up these 2-bedroom houses unit on the island. We went there Saturday just to go and see how we can start the work. Then Sunday, unfortunately, this thing happened again.
You made mention of a facility that you're trying to put up. How long do you think it will take for you to put it up so you can help more people?
I think by 3 months' time, at least 15 unit 2 bedrooms should be ready.
That's Maxwell Lugudo, MCA for Keta. Well, this afternoon, the District Security Council at Elembele in the Western region has also commissioned a full-scale investigations into a shooting incident which left one person dead and at least 4 others injured. This followed renewed clashes between some alleged illegal miners and security personnel at the Nkrofo District Magistrate Court. Elizabeth Aluava, a resident of Nzima, narrates events leading to the clashes.
On Friday, April 1st, 2022, mothers in Elembele, mothers in the communities of Akango, Telekubokazo, Anya woke up once again to hear that their sons, who had gone to a mining pit belonging to Adamos Resources, were in trouble. By the end of the day, Andrew Donko lost his life. This is the second time in 3 months. In December 2021, Budu was burnt alive. And so we lost them. Adamos Resources have been in Elembele, in these communities, for over 10 years. In fact, most of the mining land available in Elembele have been given to Adamos as their concession. Over the period they've been there, I call on any of you who care to know to go to those communities and find out what has happened to those communities. There are pits upon pits. There is extreme poverty, deprivation.
Well, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, was in the town assessing the situation over the weekend. He says the police is determined to enforce the law, irrespective of who is involved.
Anybody, big or small, who is involved in this, one by one, where it has to be 2 by 2. There are processes and procedures for registering grievances and for grievances to be resolved. Nobody can hold institutions, individuals, hostage for purposes of getting what they think belongs to them that they have not justified. So we came to make that point. We came to make that point to let you be assured that everything that we need to do in terms of protecting every law-abiding citizen will be done. And everything that we need to do in terms of taking lawless people out of the society and for them to face justice will also be done.
IGP Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, well, DCE for Elembele, Kwesi Bonzo, tells Joy News DISEC has commissioned a full-scale probe into circumstances leading to the situation.
The District Council, on the orders of the IGP, have commissioned a thorough investigation, including the circumstances under which the shooting incident took place. That is also being investigated at the court because there have been several prosecutions of illegal miners. There has never been a day where we have had to even beef up security at the court, much more even bringing military at the court. So this is something, the incident that happened on Friday, something that we need to investigate to find out exactly what happened. Why were the military called in? Who called the military in? And why and what triggered the shooting incident at the court premises.
That's the DCE for Elembele, Mr. Bonso. Now, the Ministry of Finance has revealed that some 775.9 million cedis has been collected through the COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy as at the end of December 2021. This was contained in a response to 2 right to information requests for the release of data on accruals from the COVID levy and the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy. Head of our research desk, Raymond Nakwa, has more in this report.
The 1% levy was enacted by the COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy Act 2021 to impose a special levy on the supply of goods and services and imports to raise revenue to support COVID-19 expenditures and other related matters. Since May 2021, when it became operational, very little had been heard about how much had been raised from this levy. This prompted the Joy News request to the Finance Ministry, asking for information on the accumulations from the levy up to January this year. But in a letter signed for the minister by the chief director, the ministry said 775.9 million cedis had been collected through the COVID levy as at the end of December 2021. Joy News also requested for information on the use of the monies accrued from the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy due to the incessant calls for it to be used to cushion consumers. As Joy News also requested for information on the use of the monies accrued from the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy, due to the incessant calls for it to be used to cushion consumers as fuel prices hit the roof.
That's the head of our research desk, Raymond Aqua, there with details of that response from the Finance Ministry. Let me take you to Parliament now, where Speaker Alban Bagbing is asking Ghanaians not to hold him responsible for the decisions taken by members of Parliament. Mr. Bagbing has been criticised for allowing a one-sided majority house to approve the controversial e-levy last week. But the Speaker argues that the Constitution bars him from participating in debates on the floor. He said this while swearing in new executives of the Parliamentary Press Corps.
The rules that we have now are structured for a majoritarian system, which we don't have now. And so we are now trying to tweak the draft that we had earlier on to incorporate some rules that can assist us to manage the situation. And so in trying to use these old rules to manage this new creature, it's not been easy, and that should be expected. But the people don't understand why this behavior, the behavior of the current parliament, is different from the previous ones. Because this current parliament is not the same as the previous parliament. And I think that not all of us anticipated that this will happen to us. You know, when it comes to shove and pull, push and pull, the numbers are equal. They are equally matched. And I am not a member of parliament. You look at Article 93, actually, I'm not defined as part of Parliament. You understand? Yes, so sometimes they don't hold me responsible for decisions that are taken by the House when I'm not part of the decision-making process. I just preside. You understand?
That's Speaker Alban Bagbing there, whilst swearing in new executives of the Parliamentary Press Corps. Well, still in Parliament, I'll take you to my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson, shortly, because we know that the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa, has been talking about the security situation in the country. For him, we've witnessed a sharp decline in crime-related activities. According to the National Security Minister, these measures, or some measures put in place by the Ghana Police Service, have led to the situation that we've recorded. He's also been talking about some secessionist groups which are still gathering momentum to relaunch an attack on the country. Kwesi Parker-Wilson has been monitoring that. He joins us online with more. Parker, let's first talk about the crime-related activities and that sharp decline. What exactly did the National Security Minister say?
Yes, so the minister is excited about some measures put in place by the Ghana Police Service. According to him, we've seen a number of high patrols during the day and also during the night. And again, the officers have been retooled properly to deal with crime. So if you look at the trend, there has been some decline as far as crime-related activities are concerned. However, he has admitted that there were a few cases that there are tension. The ministry and, of course, government is still doing well to ensure that they ease the tensions in those areas. And particularly for the youth within these areas, they're trying to get them employment so that extremist groups would not recruit them into their camp to further destabilize the country. And on the secessionist groups, Emefa, we are learning today that they are still gathering momentum to relaunch an attack. But the good news from the minister is that the country is on high alert to safeguard it in case there is any attack on the country.
Well, I know that this question was posed by MP for Kwaraso, Kingsley Nyako. Let's talk about reactions to particularly the sharp decline in crime-related activities as put out by the National Security Minister.
Well, members of parliament did not comment on that, but rather also have their own supplementary questions. In fact, one question that came through was about Emefa. You know that corruption has been cited as one of the things that could probably undermine the country's democracy. So a question was asked from Edward Bauer, being the Bongo MP, as to what the ministry is doing to reduce corruption. Now, he blamed the parliament's inability to hold public officers accountable as to the reason why we are having a lot of corrupt practices or corrupt activities in the country. So he made the point that if Parliament becomes more effective, then we'll see a reduction in corruption.
That's my colleague Kwesi Parker-Wilson reporting from Parliament. This is the Midday News. We are live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra. In Kumasi is on Love 99.5 FM. We are live on over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Jubilee FM and Sun City Radio in Keta, Radio Max in Takrade, Radio Wa in Wa. Also live on myjoyonline.com and also streaming live on Facebook. Our top story: scores of residents in Keta, Angloga and Agaveji in the Volta region, also in the Greater Accra and Western regions, still in a frantic effort to salvage their property after tidal waves battered their homes yet again. NADMO is meanwhile in search of temporary shelter to house them. Still to come here on the Midday News, drivers of ride-hailing services including Uber, Bolt and Yango to strike over what they say is growing insecurity and high service charges for the action.
Tomorrow we are starting a 2 days national sit-down strike in Accra, Kumasi, Western region, Eastern region, and then Central region, respectively. The 25% or 20% respectively from Uber and Bolt is too much.
And later in the bulletin, topping the music chart in Ghana and Nigeria.
So anytime you pray, remember my name, remember you know a traveler. The name is Kweku the hustler. He's been far away just in Kuala Lumpur. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
What brings you to my house this early morning? I hope all is well.
All is never well with me, Nick Bakbo. After paying 3 times for the land for my project, the construction workers are now giving me wahala. From material overestimation to small stealing. I am tired.
I told you so, Efokoku.
It's all because you are trying to become builders when you're corporate workers and business people. Edlum has products tailored to meet your needs. Villas 3 at Amrahia, where there are finished homes, Conveniente. Also at Amrahia, where it's contemporary but super affordable apartments. Prices start from $35,000. And the Avant-Garde, located in Adrigano, which has sleek luxury apartments. For more information, please visit edlumhousing.com or simply call 0270-166-166. Edlum Housing, where spacious homes cost less.
This bulletin is live in the Volta region on Jubilee Radio Keta, Volta Premier and Kekali Radio in Ho, Lolonyo FM in Hohoi, Pando FM in Pando, Fafa Radio in Joje, Radio Hogba in Angloga, Klenam Radio Bato, Victory FM Apawu. In the Eastern region, we're on K-Poly Radio in Koforidia. In the Northern region, we're on Bishara Radio, Radio 123 and Radio Justice in Tamale. And in Savannah region, we're on Inkelege FM in Bole. In the Upper East region, we're live on A1 Radio and Dreams FM in Bogatanga and Radio Fumbese in Fumbese. In Upper West, we're live on Radio Sonmale in Wa, Radio Freed in Nandom, Radio Wa in Wa, and Bolu FM in Bolu. In the Bono East region, we're on Gaskia FM in Techiman. In Bono region, we're on Sky FM and Parrots FM in Sunyai. Central region, we're live on ATL FM in Cape Coast. And in the Western region, we're on Radio Max in Takrady.
Many thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Let's do sports. Moved out.
Yeah. Emefa, last week, Friday, FIFA organized the World Cup draw, and Ghana, we find ourselves in a group with Portugal, Uruguay, and South Korea.
We shall demolish all of them.
Hopefully.
Cool chop.
Well, before we can do that, Black Stars assistant coach Ibrahim Tanko, he has got an advice for the technical team. He wants them to improve on the striking department of the team to make it very competitive.
Obviously, it's our striking department because, when you look at our back and the midfield, there are fantastic players over there. And we need one or two good strikers to add to what we have. And I think when we have that, we can go far. When you look at the group of Spain and Germany, Japan, these are more tougher than ours. So I think this one is manageable.
That is Ghana's group. Emefa says Ghana will demolish them.
There will be a demolition.
Demolition exercise.
Portugal, 0. Okay, don't worry. We know him.
0.
We know him from
Bernardo Silva.
We know how he
Mutino.
plays. We are good. As for
South Korea,
we just need a draw with South Korea.
There's some Heung-min Song in there. Tottenham Hotspurs.
In Heung-min Song.
Yes.
We have Bola Kot. Muftal, thank you. That's sports. Now, in the next 24 hours, you may have a tough time hailing a ride on Uber, Bolt, and Yango. This is because the Ghana Online Drivers Union has asked them to embark on a stage 2 day sit-down strike effective tomorrow. The drivers attribute their intended action to growing insecurity and attacks on drivers, as well as high service charges by the ride-hailing companies. Francis Kwekutenge is president of the group.
Tomorrow we are starting a 2 days national sit-down strike in Accra, Kumasi, Western region, Eastern region, and then Central region, respectively. Now, the main reason why we are striking is this. One, the 25% or 20% respectively from Uber and Boot is too much. It should be slashed to about 15%, and with an input or variable of fuel, you understand, and then plus data, and then costs. So at the end of the day, the driver is left with nothing. Two, our security. Most of the riders don't use their actual names in requesting. So that they use advantage of that to attack the drivers. Moreover, we don't know where the riders are going. Anytime that there's a trip or there's a request that comes to read the drivers, we only see as this person. We only get to the destination or where we are going to pick the person. We start the trip before we know where the person is going.
That's Francis Tingi there. It's leader of the Online Drivers Union. You're still listening to the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM, and government has set aside $25 million to upgrade some of the country's iconic historic sites to boost tourism and attract the needed patronage. An additional $45 million has been allocated to the sector to enhance skills training, improve access to tourist sites, amongst others. President Akufo-Addo announced this when he opened the Destination Ghana event in London to usher in a new drive to attract foreigners to visit and explore Ghana.
Today, we also provide an opportunity for Ghanaian-based travel and tour operators to reconnect with their British and European counterparts in what will be win-win offerings and partnerships. Ghana is open and ready to welcome you. Over the last few years, we have, in addition to the abundance of natural resources, embarked on a product improvement plan, where several tourist sites in the country are currently undergoing site renovation. These include the Aburi Botanical Garden, the Yasantua Memorial Museum, and the Kentin Museum. This year alone, it is expected that some 25 million United States dollars will be expended to upgrade some of our iconic sites, including the famous Elmina and Cape Coast castles, the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Mole and Kakun parks, and cultural museums in Yendi in the northern region, Ejiso in the Ashanti region, Akropong in the eastern region, and Ho in the Volta region, under the Ghana Tourism Development Project, supported by the World Bank.
Now, the United States Agency for International Development has announced $24.7 million to support Ghana's vaccination efforts nationwide. According to the acting USAID Ghana Mission Director, Janine Davis, the donated amount is geared towards 4 key areas, which include the support of data systems to enable the collection of correct data, support public information to tackle misinformation, also to support vaccinators.
Today we are announcing an additional $24.7 million to support global vaccine access here in Ghana. The United States has made significant donations to vaccines, procuring vaccines for Ghana, but we know it's not the end of the story. So this money will be used to help get the vaccinations into arms. And today we are specifically highlighting that with pregnant and breastfeeding women to emphasize that the vaccines are safe for yourself as well as for your community. The Global Vaccination Initiative has 4 areas of support here in Ghana. First, we are supporting the vaccinators to make sure that they can get out to the community.
Meanwhile, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, says his outfit is taking notice of persons finding it difficult to access their online information away from their point of vaccination.
We are using an electronic data system. You have the local one, and you can also go the full online one where you can access data from every source. And so even if you have had your vaccine in Adabraka and you go to La, even though retrieving your data is not as simple as if you took it there, it should be possible that the health worker should be able to access your data and confirm your vaccination status and give you the second dose or a booster if you qualify. That is not what it should be. And so we will alert our regional director and district director to ensure that health workers are encouraged to, as much as possible, retrieve data for wherever it is to.
Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji.
So anytime you pray, remember my name, Remember, you know a traveler. The name is Kweku the Hustler.
Well, it's Kweku the Traveler. That's the song released by musician Black Sheriff less than a week ago. It's currently #1 on the top 100 Apple Music charts in Ghana. Not just in Ghana, in Nigeria as well, becoming the first Ghanaian song to achieve this feat.
Can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
Right now.
So anytime you pray, remember my name, remember you know a traveler. The name is Kweku the Hustler. He's been far away chasing Kuala.
Manuel wants to be the Kweku the Traveler, but he lied bad. Well, today, our court correspondent has taken time off the court and he's descended to social media, checking what people are talking about. Blay, fill us in.
A lot of talk about the music. One dope at Shady says, ever since I listened to First Sermon, I've been a fan. Another one here says, Black Sheriff is indeed a Nigerian. No, you're wrong. He's actually a Ghanaian. Another one here says, Black Sheriff Kweku the Traveler is a bad jam. And yes, he deserves all the streams and hypes. And so, congratulations to Black Sheriff. For the first time, we are told the Ghanaian song is topping the top 100 charts in Nigeria.
Well, so that's what you've been talking about, Kweku the Traveler, Black Sheriff, taking us out of the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM, also on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. We need help. Residents of Keta and Agaveji displaced by tidal waves. That and more on myjoyonline.com. Living Word with Pastor Mental Bill is up next.
I can't stop till it's done. See, got down, I'm see me on the road, talking to you, boys.